Hi everyone, welcome back to Squad Review Episode 9, a series where I review squads sent in by you guys. You know the drill. Use the link in the description down below if you want me to review your squad. Alright, let's begin. Okay, first up we have HVSR10, also known as Rajasthani Song. He's rocking with quite a basic 4-3-3 formation, nothing wrong with that. On the whole, this squad looks great. You've got some really good selections, got some good bench players, some good cards like Capello, he just doesn't age. Love that Cancelo as well, and Stoichkov. Just out of interest, did you not get the free Beckenbauer? Yeah, the only thing I would personally pick on is probably Eto. I just don't see him as a left winger. His tight possession is just not good enough for my liking. The other thing is I would personally put Pedri at AMF just so there's someone running behind the lines, but that's completely optional. Yeah, otherwise, good squad. Next, we have Kaka22, and he said he's using an orchestrator instead of an anchorman for build-up purposes. Right, yeah, sure, build-up. Look, I'm just kidding around. Overall, this squad looks great already. You've got some really good cards that can carry you for a long time. What I have to say is quite similar to the last submission actually. Personally, I don't see Kaká being a left winger, but if it works for you, then it works for you. And again, personally, I would put Bellingham at AMF, just so he's a little bit more aggressive, but I understand that his whole player playstyle will allow him to make runs anyway. So again, it's personal. Yeah, good build-up squad. Next, we have Filmo OGFC. And he said hopefully he can reach Division 1 with his squad and previously made it to Division 2. Look Phil, I mean this in the nicest way possible. The squad is not the problem. With a squad like this and you still can't hit Division 1 then, you really need to improve how you play. The one advice I can give you is that stop relying on the game to help you. Yes, I know you're not even using the most meta formation, but I'm guessing you're using long ball counter and 2 defensive fullbacks on the side because you think that would help you defend better. And also the fact that you purposefully used players with blitz curlers on the wing. If you have to rely on blitz curler to score goals, then there might be something lacking in your play. I'm not saying you need to play like I do, but you need to start looking for other avenues for attacks. Because there's not much you can improve with this squad, but you can definitely improve on how you play. Next, we have Clix Fratello, previously known as Gabriel Frimpong, who is a member on this channel. To this day, it's still a mystery as to why he changed his name. We suspect he might be hiding something, but we'll never know. But yeah, again, we have yet another basic 4-3-3 formation, which is fine. For a free-to-play squad, this looks great actually. You have some of the best free-to-play gems like Tchouaméni and Belletti. Again, you have 2 good ball-carrying midfielders, but I would probably start one of them and replace the other one with a more attacking-minded midfielder. You could even start with Eze, Modric or Pedri. The only thing I could pick on with this squad is it seems like you have a lot of midfielders on the bench. I mean, you have 2 players who can play at DMF, and you've got 3 or potentially 4 players fighting for the 2 other midfielder slots. So yeah, that only leaves you 4 spaces on the bench to cover the CF, both wingers and both fullbacks. So yeah, I'd probably look into sacrificing one of the midfielder subs for something else. Next, we have Ragnarep, who was featured on episode 5 of Squad Review. Let's have a look at his squad before. I remember saying that this was already a good and fun squad. Looking at it now, he switched to a different system, as well as making a few upgrades. David Villa now plays on the left, which can utilize his blitz curler a bit better. Olise playing as a false 9 in the center is an interesting choice, but I don't see why not. Just make sure you're not using auto-build. Again, I'll personally make one of the centre mids an attacking midfielder, but that's completely up to you. Next, we have Sudan 107, using a 4-3-3 with an attacking midfielder this time. A setup that I use a lot personally. Again, this looks like a very decent free-to-play squad. The bench looks good, you've got a lot of options and you covered every position. Personally, it bugs me a little bit to see Raul playing as a left winger. I would personally put Perez on the left, Griezmann on the right, and then make Raul an attacking midfielder. Playing Pires on the left makes more sense to me because he's right-footed. Otherwise, when he plays on the right, you're just looking to cross to Bebeto, which is probably not very effective. Now that I've realized it, I would personally put one more centre-back on the bench just in case one of the two starting would get bad form. Next, we have VJ Alger, and he said he's switched from a 4-2-1-3 to this formation here, which is a 3-5-2. For a free-to-play player, you're incredibly lucky. 3-5-2 is a great formation. Normally, for the wingers, you would be looking at someone who might be more defensively capable, but with this defense, maybe you can get away with it. I would probably be looking into upgrading some of the CF options you have. Although Jonathan David is a pretty fun player to use, so I don't blame you if you want to keep him. And also Safi Salih, I get that he might be a cult favourite, but I would be looking into replacing him, potentially. You seem to have a lot of players who can play on the left on your bench. I get that some of them are doubling for other positions, like Park Ji-sung can play at CMF, Leao can play at CF, but again I would probably replace one of them with a more dribbly midfielder as a backup to Pedri. Otherwise, yeah, looks good. Next, we have Flacco, who looks like he might be a new player, with some of the starter pack players like Van Dijk, Mbappe, and some of the newer free cards like Diogo Dalot and Barella. The formation you're using, the 4-4-2 diamond, I don't love it, just because everything is so concentrated down the middle. It might be quite beginner friendly, but I would suggest trying a different system, especially given some of the players on your bench. Lamine Yamal literally can't play in any position in your formation. Hazard and Foden can only play as an AMF or an SS in this formation as well. So I would suggest even trying out just 3-5-2 would probably fit better with your players. Speaking of 3-5-2, we have Borrell Lua, who said he has always preferred 3 at the back systems. I have more of a problem with your individual instructions. They just seem a bit too excessive for me. You have defensive on both your DMFs. You already have 3 defenders who stay back all the time. Do you really need 2 more? Especially for someone like Ricky Puig. He's not known for his defending, that's not what he excels at. You should be using him to carry the ball and make dangerous passes, not just sit back in your own half to defend. And then there's a deep line on both wing backs. Again, in a 3 at the back system, normally the wing backs will help defending anyway, so it feels like the deep line instruction is a bit excessive for a formation like this. I get that your intention is to defend with 7 players, but like I said, excessive. And then there's your bench. I don't understand how you can play 3 at the back, but only have 1 CB on the bench. And also you have no one on the bench who can play as a right wing back. So yeah, I would find a bit more balance on your bench, and that would make this squad infinitely better. So that's it for this episode of Squad Review. As always, let me know which one you liked best, and of course leave a like if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.